Alright guys, so this is going to be a fun one because I've been in a dino kind of mood, so this was a video inspired by a dinosaur kind of story. Now, this one is going to be pretty fun because this is, as you can see, a Jurassic Park Gargoyles crossover. Something you wouldn't expect to see, yeah, right? Like, this is something you wouldn't expect to see. But don't worry, I have a plausible idea, I swear. Anyway, so let's get started with the video. So the story takes place after the events of Gargoyles. So we're post-Season 3 Gargoyles. And essentially what's going on is that Manhattan has been seeing different flying creatures. But now that they know that Gargoyles exist, they're just kind of like... oh, okay, it's the Gargoyles. But here's the thing. There's been several attacks in Central Park. And it's believed to be flying creatures. Now, the Gargoyles are already, like, kind of, like, the city of New York is already, on the fence about the Gargoyles. The Manhattan clan is still, like, living at Castle Wyvern under Xanatos' protection, but with these attacks and even some killings in Central Park, it's becoming clear that, like, even Xanatos can't protect them forever. You know, he can only keep them away from, you know, getting imprisoned or exterminated for so long until someone decides to come calling and try to kill them. And Eliza points that out to them, and Xanatos is like, well, we should figure out what they are. Could it be a renegade clan of Gargoyles, or could it be like Thalog or something? And Goliath is like, we'll only know it until we find out, because obviously Goliath and the clan have been trying to find them. But he's, Goliath is already making a point of, these guys don't act like normal gargoyles. Could they be renegade gargoyles like Demona? Could they be something else? It's all possible. But these things don't act like gargoyles. They're kind of more they're described as more like savages. So, but Eliza points out, you better, you guys need to figure out something fast, because one of these days, you're gonna, the public is going to turn on you. So the faster you do this, the faster we can move, we can get on with everything. So the clan goes out searching in Central Park. And this is when, while everyone's, searching the Grand Central Park, what happens is that Lexington gets ambushed and he gets attacked and is brutally beaten. Lexington is ganged up on by an unknown. He says it's like a gargoyle, but it's not. And that's when they see them, a trio of raptor gargoyle hybrids, Velocigoyles, as I call them. Yeah, raptor gargoyle hybrids. And of course, the response Hudson gives is jalapeno. So these raptor gargoyles take on the rest of the Manhattan clan. They fight, and then it's revealed these things they have like the sickle claws. They've got claws, fangs, and intellect. They're smart. And just like in Jurassic Park, there's two smaller ones and a bigger one. So as they're fighting, the only thing that's helping the Manhattan clan is that they have numbers over them. And that's when the big one goes, Goliath is like, what in hell are you? And they go, you're superiors. And they fight, they attack, but eventually numbers do get the best of them, and the Velocigoyles have to flee. They get away, and while Brooklyn wants to chase after them, Goliath reminds them, we need to take care of Lex first, before, we have to take care of them first. Now, and when they return to they return to the castle to let him go under stone sleep, they already figured out what's going on. Like, the only person that could create something so horrendous, like something such an abomination, there's literally only one person on the planet they know who would create such a horrendous abomination, and that's Anton Savarius. So now it's like, we need to hunt down, we need to figure out where Savarius is. And then Broadway points out, is like, but why would Savarius want to make something such with such just an abomination like that? He'd have to have a reason, right? And they're like, you're right, he would, or someone would have to pay him. And of course Xanatos overhears this, and he's like, I hope you're not insinuating that I'm behind this, right? And Goliath points out, is like, no, but you have like the one person you always look out for is yourself. And he's like, that's true. Even I would suspect me, but I promise you, Goliath, I am not responsible for this. We have to figure, but I might have an idea as to who might be behind these monsters, you know, and why Savarius is doing this. So while the Gargoyles go into stone sleep and allow Lexington to heal, Xanatos does some watch over for the day, and what he and Owen do, they head out. He and Owen head out to have a meeting with InGen. And it turns out, and like, InGen is like already weakened after everything that happened with Jurassic World, and he's already noticing that like they've already sold off a lot of like assets and whatnot to Biosyn. This is, of course, the rise of we're seeing the rise of Biosyn. Excuse me. We're seeing the rise of Biosyn because this would take place between this would be post Jurassic World. We're not Fallen Kingdom territory yet, but we are like getting to the like Biosyn's having the building blocks to be InGen's like superior. And he's already like seeing that InGen's already doing inside trading with Biosyn, and he's like, And Owen points out like, why would they do that? And Xanatos, you know, equates it to like a burning ship. After everything the Indominus did, they'd have to like sell off assets, and who better to sell off and no one notice than your own enemy? So it would stand to reason that Wu or someone in the company that isn't named Lockwood would probably be selling off just to keep money afloat for enough time for them to enact their next step, which is, you know, going to the island and selling more direct assets. So they'd probably be that, yeah, they've already sold off a lot of genetic technology and genetic secrets to several companies. Ergo, why we had this basically explains that, yeah, it was more stand to reason that like Jurassic that InGen sold off so much assets and DNA secrets to other companies to stay economically afloat long enough before they got desperate and started selling dinosaurs off. This would explain why we saw so many different dinosaurs and why people like the Russian mob could make new dinosaurs, because they never explained it. So we're seeing the powder keg about to go off, but of course the said powder keg is going to turn into a wet fart because fuck Dominion. But we're not here to talk about that. So Xanatos is like, I can't physically prove it, but we now know like Biosyn's is protecting Savarius. But I need to figure it. So yeah, he goes back, reports when night comes. He reports to Goliath and the others, saying, "Hey, this group called Biosyn is behind. Is more than likely the ones who are employing Anton Savarius." And that makes sense because, yeah, of course they would want someone who would make new genetic models and new genetic monsters like Savarius. They don't have Wu yet. This is a point where they don't have Dr. Wu yet. So Savarius is their next pick. And Savarius, of course, is making horrendous genetic freaks, mixing it with gargoyle DNA. And Dodson was like, cool, let's see if we can use that for a military purpose. So, yeah, Dodson was the one who commissioned Savarius to splice gargoyle and raptor DNA and make these velocigoyles in order to make them for secret military project. And sending them out into Manhattan and attacking people, they could just wash their hands and say, like, oh, Savarius did it. Or we can just point the blame at InGen. And, furthermore, it allowed them to draw the gargoyles out so they could attack them and learn and have a better understanding of the data. So now Goliath is even more even more pissed off because, yeah, a part of him has been stolen again. Because they find out, yeah, it was Goliath's template they were using. So he's like, I was stolen again! He's just raging toward, like, Elise is like trying to talk to him, and he's like, first they used me to make Thalog, and now they use me to make these abominations. They take my soul. They've taken my soul. So they head to the the only thing they could do is go to the Biosyn headquarters directly. And the gargoyles sneak in, and that's where they discover that it wasn't just those 3 that were mixed with not just any raptor DNA. These were made from 3 different raptor species on Jurassic Park. The first one being the leader being made from the template of the big one from Jurassic Park. Then we had a tiger stripe one that was from Jurassic Park 2, and the other one is made from the raptor DNA from JP3. So it's the 3 different raptors, and a 4th one is being created from from the template they have from one of the raptors. Not Blue; they don't have Blue's DNA on tap, but they do have like the body of Echo and Charlie and the others. So they're making a 4th one, and it's ready to go. That will be made from the Jurassic World raptors. Yeah, thankfully they haven't Brooklyn is like, well, thank God they haven't made an Indogoyle yet, and he's like, and Goliath goes, let's stop them before they do. So they break in, they battle the raptors again, and the raptors are like Goliath is like, there's probably some kind of control, some kind of hold they have over them, and they're like, you don't get it. We like killing. Like, the raptors are like, we enjoy killing people. Like, that's like, it's our drive, it's our hunger. You know, we like this kind of level of malice. So the fight ensues. Goliath and the Gargoyles fight the Velocigoyles, and during the fight, Lexington, now back in action, puts in a virus to destroy the genetic templates that Biosyn has on both Gargoyle and Dinosaur to keep them from splicing. Savarius sneaks off, he gets away once again, but the Velocigoyles take off and flee. So they try to get away, however, but what happens is Savarius is like, not happening, and has like a switch in there, a bomb in their heads, and their heads all explode, covering his tracks again. And yeah, so that leads to Dodson searching for Henry Wu at the end of after the events of Fallen Kingdom. So there you go, guys. That is pretty much my Jurassic Park Gargoyles crossover. What'd you guys think of it? Like it, hate it, comment below, let me know. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.